15 most haunted natural places in New Zealand. A land of breathtaking beauty, but beneath its stunning landscapes lies a darker, spine-chilling side. From cursed forests to ghostly lakes, these places are not just eerie, they're unforgettable. Ready to uncover the haunting secrets hiding in New Zealand's most natural wonders? Let's begin, if you dare. 1. LakeTara, Rotorua. LakeTara is a place of haunting beauty, but its serenity is a thin veil over a tragic past. On June 10, 1886, Mount Tarawera erupted, killing over 100 people and burying entire villages beneath layers of ash. Today, locals and visitors alike speak of ghostly apparitions rising from the lake's misty waters. One story tells of a fisherman who ventured out on a calm evening, drawn by the lake's eerie stillness. As he cast his line, he noticed a canoe silently gliding across the water. At first, he thought it was another fisherman, but as it neared, he saw the passengers, men, women, and children dressed in traditional Maori clothing, staring at him with hollow, lifeless eyes. The fisherman froze, unable to move as the canoe passed through his boat and disappeared into the fog. When he returned to shore, pale and trembling, he learned the passengers matched the description of villagers who had perished in the eruption. The lake, though breathtaking, remains a somber reminder of lives lost, with their spirits still wandering, seeking peace. 2. Waitomo Caves, King Country. Waitomo Caves are a marvel of nature, their glowing ceilings illuminated by countless bioluminescent worms. Yet beneath their beauty lies a dark legend. The caves are said to be haunted by the spirit of a Maori chief who died defending his land. Tourists tell of hearing whispers echoing through the caves, even when no one is speaking. One chilling tale involves a group of explorers who entered the caves late at night. As they ventured deeper, they noticed the lights of the glowworms dimming. Suddenly, they felt a chilling wind rush past them, though the air should have been still. One member turned around and saw a shadowy figure standing in the distance, its eyes glowing faintly. Frozen in terror, they heard a low chant, growing louder as the figure approached. Panicked, they fled, only to find themselves at the entrance, unable to explain how they had escaped so quickly. Locals warn visitors to respect the caves, for disturbing them might awaken the restless spirits within. 3. Devil's Pool, Waiotapu Thermal Wonderland. Devil's Pool is a sight to behold, a bright green geothermal spring surrounded by a landscape that feels otherworldly. But the pool is more than just a natural wonder. Legend has it that the pool was once a sacred site for Maori rituals, and those who approach it carelessly risk invoking the wrath of its spirits. A lone hiker once ventured too close to the edge, mesmerized by its vivid color. As he stared into the water, he claimed to see faces forming in the bubbling surface, faces twisted in pain. Suddenly, he felt an invisible force pulling him closer. He managed to break free and scrambled back, but he was left with burns on his hands, as if he had touched the boiling water. Locals believe the pool is cursed, its vibrant green hue masking the torment of souls trapped beneath. They warn visitors to stay on the designated paths, for the Devil's Pool is no place for the unwary. 4. LNO Castle Gardens, Dunedin. LNO Castle Gardens are as enchanting as they are eerie. The beauty of the flowers and perfectly manicured lawns masks the sorrow that lingers from the castle's tragic history. The most famous ghostly tale involves the spirit of William Larnock's first wife, Eliza, who died young and is said to wander the gardens she loved. A groundskeeper working late one evening reported seeing a woman in a flowing white dress near the rose bushes. Thinking it was a visitor, he approached her to ask her to leave. As he got closer, she turned, her face pale and expressionless. The groundskeeper realized her feet weren't touching the ground. Frozen in fear, he watched as she drifted silently into the shadows. Others have reported the faint scent of roses in the air, even when no flowers are in bloom. The gardens, though stunning, remain a place where beauty and sorrow coexist, with Eliza's presence felt by all who wander too far. 5. Lake Wakatipu, Queenstown. Lake Wakatipu is surrounded by majestic mountains, its waters deep and mysterious. According to Maori legend, the lake was formed by the body of a sleeping giant, and its rhythmic rise and fall is his heart still beating. Visitors often speak of strange occurrences near the water at night. One tale tells of a camper who set up his tent by the shore. In the middle of the night, he woke to the sound of soft singing, carried on the wind. Peering outside, he saw a woman in a tattered dress standing at the water's edge, her back to him. She seemed to sway to an unheard melody. Curious but uneasy, he approached her, calling out. As she turned, her face was gaunt, her eyes empty and cold. She let out a piercing scream, and the man fled, abandoning his tent and belongings. Locals say the woman is the spirit of a drowned lover, forever searching for her lost companion. The lake, though breathtaking, holds an unsettling power, its beauty masking the sadness of the spirits it hides. 6. The Redwoods Forest, Rotorua. The towering trees of the Redwoods Forest in Rotorua exude a sense of timeless beauty, but as the sun sets, the forest transforms into a place of whispers and shadows. Local legends tell of a Maori guardian spirit protecting the forest, but not all spirits here are said to be benevolent. One evening, a group of hikers lost their way as the fog rolled in. They heard footsteps following them, though no one was behind them. Then came faint laughter, echoing through the trees. As they quickened their pace, the fog seemed to thicken, and strange shapes loomed in the distance. Suddenly, one hiker screamed. They claimed to see a pale figure with glowing eyes, standing among the trees. The group ran until they finally stumbled upon the main path. When they looked back, the forest seemed unnaturally still, as if watching them leave. Visitors often report feeling an unseen presence in the forest, as though the towering trees are alive, guarding secrets they dare not share. 7. Mount Victoria, Wellington. Mount Victoria offers stunning views of Wellington by day, but by night, it is said to be a haunt for restless spirits. The hill was once a sacred site for Maori warriors, and many battles were fought here. Locals speak of hearing the distant cries of warriors carried by the wind, even on calm nights. One jogger recounted a chilling experience during an evening run. As she neared the summit, she saw a figure dressed in traditional Maori attire, standing motionless on the trail ahead. Thinking it was a reenactor, she called out, but the figure vanished before her eyes. Moments later, she felt a cold hand on her shoulder, though no one was there. She sprinted back down the hill, never looking back. Visitors to Mount Victoria often describe an overwhelming sense of being watched, as if the spirits of the warriors still guard their sacred land. 8. Otago Peninsula, Dunedin. The Otago Peninsula is a place of rugged beauty, but its dark waters hide tales of tragedy. Many shipwrecks have occurred along its rocky shores, and the spirits of drowned sailors are said to linger. A local fisherman once shared his eerie encounter while fishing late at night. As the moonlight reflected off the waves, he noticed a figure floating near his boat. Thinking it was someone in trouble, he reached out, but his hand passed through thin air. The figure, pale and gaunt, stared at him with empty eyes before dissolving into the water. That night, strange knocks echoed against the sides of his boat, though the sea was calm. He left in a hurry, vowing never to return after dark. The peninsula's beauty draws many visitors, but the haunting cries of the lost are said to echo through its cliffs and coves, a chilling reminder of lives claimed by the sea. 9. Devil's Staircase, Queenstown. The Devil's Staircase, a winding mountain pass, is as dangerous as its name suggests. The road's sharp turns and sheer drops have been the site of numerous accidents over the years, but drivers also speak of inexplicable events. One story involves a man driving late at night. As he navigated a particularly sharp bend, his headlights illuminated a woman standing in the middle of the road. He slammed on the brakes, but she vanished before his car stopped. Shaken, he continued driving, only to see her again further down the road, staring at him with hollow eyes. Panicked, he sped away, but her image lingered in his rearview mirror until he left the pass. Locals believe she is the ghost of a hitchhiker who died in an accident years ago, forever reliving her tragic end. Travelers are warned to drive carefully, not just because of the road's danger, but because of what might appear in the darkness. 10. Napier Prison Hill, Hawke's Bay. Napier Prison Hill is notorious for its dark history, and its proximity to nature only adds to its eerie atmosphere. Once a prison, the hill is now a hotspot for ghostly encounters. Hikers on the nearby trails report hearing faint cries and footsteps, even when they are alone. One chilling account comes from a group of friends exploring the area at dusk. As they walked along the path, they heard the unmistakable sound of a metal gate slamming shut behind them. Turning around, they saw nothing but the open trail. Suddenly, one of them screamed, pointing to a shadowy figure moving among the trees. It seemed to glide, unaffected by the uneven terrain. When they fled, they could still hear the echo of footsteps chasing them, but no one was there. The hill's dark history lingers, and those who visit after sunset often leave with a feeling they cannot shake, as though something unseen followed them home. 11. Lake Rotoiti, Nelson Lakes National Park. Lake Rotoiti is a tranquil gem nestled in the Nelson Lakes National Park, but its calm waters conceal a chilling legend. According to Maori tradition, a taniwha, a mythical water monster, lurks in the depths of the lake, guarding it jealously. One summer evening, a lone kayaker decided to paddle across the lake, despite warnings from locals. As the sun set and shadows stretched across the water, the kayaker felt an unnatural stillness envelop the lake. Suddenly, ripples formed around his kayak, though there was no wind or movement. He glanced down into the crystal-clear water and swore he saw glowing, serpentine eyes staring back at him. Panicked, he paddled furiously, but the ripples grew into waves, threatening to tip him over. When he finally reached the shore, he found deep scratch marks on the hull of his kayak, as if claws had raked across it. To this day, visitors to Lake Rotoiti speak of feeling watched, as though the taniwha's gaze never leaves them. 12. Black Water, Rafting in Ruakuri Cave, Waitomo. Ruakuri Cave is famous for its blackwater rafting adventures, but it's also shrouded in ghostly tales. Local guides tell of eerie happenings deep within the cave's labyrinthine passages. One group of rafters recalled an unsettling experience. As they floated through the underground river, their headlamps flickered and dimmed. In the darkness, they heard whispers, faint but unmistakable. Thinking it was another group, they called out, but there was no response. Then, out of nowhere, a chill swept through the cave, and the whispers grew louder, turning into anguished cries. One rafter claimed to see a shadowy figure standing on the rocky ledge above them, watching silently. The figure vanished as quickly as it appeared. The group rushed to the exit, shaken and pale. Guides warn adventurers to respect the cave's history, as it's believed to be haunted by the spirits of those who perished within its depths. 13. Cape Reinga, far north. Cape Reinga is a sacred place for the Maori, where spirits are said to depart for the afterlife. The rugged cliffs and windswept trees give the cape an otherworldly atmosphere. One visitor recounted a chilling encounter while standing near the Pohutukawa tree, which marks the spirit's passage. As she gazed at the swirling waves below, she felt a hand on her shoulder. Turning quickly, she saw no one, but a sudden gust of wind carried a faint, sorrowful wail. That night, she dreamed of shadowy figures walking into the ocean, their forms dissolving into the waves. Locals say that those who visit the Cape with ill intentions may anger the spirits who protect the sacred land. Many leave offerings or say prayers before departing, ensuring they don't bring any lingering energies home with them. 14. Fjordland National Park, South Island. Fjordland National Park is a breathtaking wilderness, but its vast, isolated landscapes carry an unsettling energy. Hikers have reported hearing footsteps behind them, only to find no one there. One camper shared a particularly harrowing tale. While camping near Milford Sound, he woke in the dead of night to the sound of his tent zipper slowly opening. Thinking it was an animal, he shone his flashlight, but the beam illuminated nothing. Suddenly, a shadow passed outside his tent, blocking the light of the moon. Trembling, he called out, but silence was the only reply. The next morning, he found strange claw-like marks on the ground around his campsite. Locals believe the park is home to spirits of ancient Maori who perished in the unforgiving terrain, their restless souls wandering the forests and fjords. 15. Kaaro Gorge, Central Otago. Kaaro Gorge is known for its stunning views and adrenaline-pumping bungee jumps, but beneath its beauty lies a dark history. The gorge was once a treacherous route for gold miners, many of whom met tragic ends in its rushing waters. One bungee jumper shared a spine-chilling experience. As he stood on the edge, preparing to jump, he noticed a figure standing on the opposite cliff, staring at him. Thinking it was another tourist, he waved, but the figure didn't move. As he jumped, he felt an icy grip on his leg, as if something had tried to pull him back. When he was pulled back up, he looked for the figure, but saw no one. Guides have reported similar sightings, and some even refuse to work after dark. The gorge's beauty hides a sinister past, where the echoes of lost souls seem to linger in the rushing waters below. You've just witnessed the 15 most haunted natural places in New Zealand. From restless spirits to mysterious legends, these locations remind us that nature can be as terrifying as it is beautiful. Which of these haunted places gave you chills? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you can sleep tonight.